welcome to the inaugural Lighting Winners celebration of the Build Back Better Awards. My name is Ray Molony.
And I'm Susan Lake.
And today is all about these, the Build Back Better trophies.
And today we'll be finding out who the winners are of the lighting, products, projects and initiatives.
We'll also hear why they won and what makes them special from some of the expert judges.
The idea behind the awards is to recognise the innovations that will create a built environment of a post-COVID age.
We celebrate outstanding lighting projects which show creative lighting design, social purpose and environmental leadership.
Finally, we reward industry initiatives that are driving positive change in the industry. Unlike standard awards, the Build Back Better Awards gives ratings to all those entrants who meet the exacting criteria.
Now, the judges can award gold for superlative innovation and unique points of difference, or for truly exceptional exemplars, they can award platinum. And for those entrants with outstanding commitments to circular economy principles and sustainability, they can, in exceptional cases, give the Build Back Better green rating.
Making the sometimes fine judgments is no easy matter, which is why we have assembled a team of the 25 industry leading specifiers and clients. These expert judges have spent weeks assessing, scoring and finally rating the entrants. Let's see who they are.
David Atkinson, Principal of David Atkinson Lighting Design and a former Lighting Designer of the Year. Ruth Kelly Waskett, Senior Associate at Hoare Lee and President of the Society of Light and Lighting. Peter Forden, Electrical Design Manager at Sainsbury's. Dean Skira, Architect, Product and Lighting Designer and founder of the Skira Design Practice. Karim Ali Asfaroglu, former Senior Lighting Designer at Spears Major and Principal of Dark Source. Guy Young, Group Sales Director at Mighty. Dorrit Bagahorn, Senior Lighting Designer at ACOM. Dan Lister, Associate Director of Lighting at Arup. David Mooney, Head of the Architectural Lighting Group at Atkins. Chris Barnes, Energy Manager at London South Bank University. Susan Lake, Principal of Susan Lake Lighting Design. Gordon Routledge, Director of eFix. Andrew Bissell, Director of Lighting Design at Cundall. Vasiliki Malakasi, Director at Idea Design. Ian Douglas Smith, Development Consultant at Kelly Taylor and Associates. Nigel Harvey, CEO of Ricolite. Mike Collett, Managing Director of Exalta. David Tilley, Founder of Lightology. Alma Kardzik, Principal of Alma Kardzik Lighting Design. Alawain Manyonga, Developer of the Chigubu Lantern and Young Lighter of the Year for 2020. Mary Rushton Beals, Founder of the Lighting Design House. Chris Wright, Technical Director of PowerCore. Geraldine O'Farrell, a leading chartered building services engineer specialising in the heritage sector. And finally, Marcus Steffen, Founder of Marcus Steffen Lighting Design.
Right, now let's find out who the winners are. First, the projects.
And I'm delighted to announce that no fewer than 3 schemes have been given the highest accolade of platinum. And the first of these is Hackney Town Hall London by DPA Lighting Consultants.
Hackney Town Hall is a Grade 2 listed Art Deco building which was completed in 1937. DPA refurbished the period luminaires and sensitively integrated LED light sources with high quality dimmability. The practice also used a variety of contemporary techniques including concealed up lighting, discrete pinhole down lighting and tunable white light. The judges described it as a beautiful refurbishment in keeping with the age and setting of a public building. They also cited the attention to detail and the superb integration of daylight and artificial light.
They utilised existing fittings which have been refurbished, those lovely Art Deco fittings, and also combining the modern lighting with that as well. And so it was a very good synergy between the two.
The architecture and the lighting come together really beautifully in that scheme. I love it.
They do, it's really beautiful, really well deserved platinum.
So who's our next platinum winner, Susan?
So our next platinum winner is Studio 29 for St Martin's Courtyard, London.
St Martin's Courtyard provides an outdoor space away from the hustle and bustle of Covent Garden. Studio 29 designed 3 installations, one at each entrance to the yards. They're designed to draw the public in and help them discover a new hidden gem. The first is a dynamic colour change scheme. An interactive winding path of light is projected through flower petal shapes. Once the beams of light are broken by pedestrians, cyan, magenta and yellow shadows come into play. The second is a dichroic glass canopy. Its colours are accented by the sun during the day and artificial light at night. The third comprises huge suspended flowers which are combined with projected light at night. Judges described it as a brilliant transformation using light and colour.
What you're doing is creating a real experience. People are going to be able to engage with it. It covers the communal areas around the retail shops and makes it an interesting space to enter.
It's a great example of using light to bring footfall back into a space in the city centres.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a great use of dichroic glass. We don't see that enough in outdoor applications.
We do not. Right, who's our next platinum winner, Susan?
So the next platinum winner is Peace Hall in Halifax by Bureau Hackney. The Grade 1 listed Peace Hall is a prestigious example of the conservation and repurposing of a heritage site to provide an accessible and cultural realm for the local community. Careful integration of lighting gives this historic site a strong nighttime identity. The layered approach enhances the depth and colour of the historic architecture and provides a safe and secure environment after dark. Cool colour within the plaza and warm for the buildings works to reduce its scale and makes it more inviting. It also reveals the volume of the space, the building, elevations and materials. The judges praised the lighting for putting people first. It gives a building a thriving second life and makes for a positive impact on the community.
The combination of the Grade 1 heritage listed buildings using the warm colour temperature and the cooler colour temperature with all the underlighting to the seating. It's a very beautiful project.
Congratulations to all the team at Bureau Hackney.
It's a fantastic project. I really liked the way they used cool white and warm white in different ways. It was a fantastic project.
Yeah, great scheme. I really agree. Now let's look at the gold rated winners. The Lakeview Pantry Chicago by Lux Populi. The Lakeview Pantry is one of the longest operating food banks in the city. On an extremely limited budget of just £14 per square metre, lighting designers from Lux Populi sought to create an environment with high design values. One that would bring pride and dignity to people who could otherwise be made to feel like second-class citizens. Uplighting provides general illuminance, while accenting at the counter emphasises human engagement and builds trust so that clients feel confident in asking for help with underlying issues. Uplighting from behind a plywood bench rakes a textured acoustic wall. Cove lighting is concealed by ducts and MDF shelves. Judges said it was a wonderful space with a great social dimension.
2020 Visions, Glasgow by Nick Smith. 2020 Visions is a project focused on the revival of our high streets. It populated empty spaces with light and reanimated the Tromgate area in Glasgow with hope. Vacant shop windows were taken over with installations inspired by the stories and ideas of local people. Part promenade, part treasure hunt, 2020 Visions imagined a brighter future during the darkest week of the winter. The lighting installations added drama and a spectacular vibrancy to the streetscape, broadening the footprint of 2020 Visions and transforming the neighbourhood into a dynamic and attractive environment. The judges applauded what they termed as a playful and imaginative concept with a lot of social value.
It brought together the local communities, the local artists, made High Street alive again because they used the frontage and windows to display all different variations of the art from the lives of local people.
Music and Path, Roskilde, Denmark by Light Bureau. The Music and Path uses interactive lighting to create an exceptional experience for skateboarders and cyclists. Waves of coloured light respond to movement, creating a tail of light that follows participants around the track. The faster they move, the longer the tail. The playful lighting design comprises multicoloured LED spotlights mounted on custom-made poles. They are individually timed by the lighting controller in response to signals from compact sensors which are integrated into the poles. The LiDAR sensors use the transmission and reflection of lasers to detect the fast-moving users. Judges called it a brilliant use of technology in the public realm.
It's a fun project and the lighting is what makes it.
Ashmere Care Home, Heanor Park, Derbyshire, UK, by It Does Lighting. This ambitious project set out to see if human-centric lighting could improve the quality of life of its residents in a care home. The scheme is designed by It Does Lighting and features custom-designed spectral algorithms based on the PhD research of founder Lorraine Calcutt. She specified over 400 Swan lighting colour spectrum luminaires and an AMBX smart core system to manage every light in the 60-bed home. Fittings are designed to deliver the right colour mix at the right time of day for human circadian cycles. In the morning, residents experience high light levels of 750 lux and cool colour temperatures between 6,000 and 8,000 degrees Kelvin. In the afternoon, the blue light is faded out, colour temperatures drop to 3000 K and light levels fall to 600 lux. By the evening, settings have switched to the warm end of the spectrum. The lighting design and solution have had a significant impact on the residents' and workers' well-being and health. There have been a dramatic reduction in falls. There is a greater level of engagement from residents during the day. Residents appear more active and alert at the right times of the day. At night, residents are getting a better night's sleep.
Ulster Hospital, Belfast, UK by Cundall and Urco Lighting. Why shouldn't a hospital be a welcoming and attractive space that puts patients at their ease? That was the question the design team working on the new acute services block at the Ulster Hospital in Belfast asked itself. The result is a lighting concept that owes more to boutique hotels than traditional public sector buildings. The building services consultancy, Cundall, designed the lighting to complement the architecture while putting the patient first. Instead of the usual uniform and often high glare illumination from LED panels, Cundall has created a scheme with texture, hierarchy and visual interest. Urco supplied the lighting and Kasambi developed the wireless Bluetooth control system. A unique function is in the patient's bedroom, where several sensors monitor out-of-bed movement and alert nurses if a patient has left their bed.
The Ulster Hospital demonstrates that you can have high-value design in a very, very normal space.
What you're trying to do is make a difference within a space that everyone can use and really using design for the better of all.
This project had a lot of attention to the vertical illumination, which for a hospital must have been a challenge, and it made it feel like a hotel effectively. So it definitely stood out among the other entries.
The Falkirk Wheel Experience, Scotland by Light Alliance. Built in 2002, the Falkirk Wheel is the world's only rotating boat lift. It's an icon of Scotland and a unique visitor attraction. The lighting is designed to accentuate its form and enhance its presence in the landscape. It includes different colour combinations, effects and sequences, and dynamic content which is projected onto the structure. For the Rough Castle Tunnel, the light provides an immersive experience. It's activated when a person or a boat approaches. A vibrant wash of colour then ripples across full length of the tunnel in a rhythm that connects visually with the ribcage structure of the wheel. The result is a flexible, dynamic and autonomous installation which can be tailored to suit specific events or occasions.
Light was used to bring this structure to life.
Some really nice stuff in there. I really like the food bank, and it's great to see a project like that getting very high design values that you wouldn't normally associate with a project like that.
Definitely, and also seeing hospitals and care homes featuring in awards is amazing because they don't normally get awards. So yeah, beautiful projects.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, we're going to move on to the products now and see what products have taken the accolades. And I'm delighted to announce that there is one product that got both a platinum and a green rating, which is a unique feat in this session, and it is the ZTA Spotlight by Stone Lighting. Stone Lighting believes that equipment should be designed to last, to be repaired and upgraded, and finally to be recycled. The ZTA Spotlight is the embodiment of those core values. It's been designed with circular economy principles at all stages. Up to 90% of the material in the fitting has been recycled, and at end of life it can be recycled again. It can be disassembled, repaired and rebuilt many times over using everyday accessible tools. The style is deliberately minimalist to ensure that it does not succumb to fashion and avoids future obsolescence. The fitting is covered by Stone Lighting's Renew service, which means that it is supported by a 5-year warranty and a further 20-year duty of care.
Beautiful product, slick design, very modern looking. What I really liked about this project is that it gave you the option of the light source, which is not often the case.
I think it's quite impressive that they're offering 5-year warranty and then on top of that a 20-year duty of care, so you know that you can go back to them, you can get parts replaced, and they're very much focused on, we don't want our fittings to end up in landfill, we want it to keep going.
I'm so impressed by Stone Lighting. You know, they really walk the walk when it comes to sustainability and the circular economy.
They do, and it's not only that, the products themselves are excellent. I've used them for years and highly recommend them.
Good. And there's one more platinum product, Susan, so who is it?
So the last platinum product is Q-Wall by Quarkstar. Quarkstar's Q-Wall is an asymmetric linear fixture which uses the company's EdgeX technology. EdgeX doesn't use a waveguide as a light emitting surface. Instead, it acts solely as a guide and mixing chamber, using refraction instead of reflection. The light shaping lenses at the edges guides the output from LEDs and sculpts the distribution of light in a space. The benefit is that one can achieve distributions superior to traditional luminaire designs with the added bonus of colour mixing from a much smaller fixture. The Q-Wall was recently installed in the Kinder building at the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston. There, the luminaire has an optic less than 2 centimetres wide, yet illuminates 5-metre high walls with a high degree of uniformity.
A great use of clever technology in a linear format. It's been miniaturised, it's effective, it illuminates the wall really, really well. It's been used on the Kinder building in America to great effect. It combines LED technology in perhaps a format that we've been waiting for many years.
I'm really pleased for the Quarkstar team in California. They really deserve this.
Oh, they do. It's great to see the technology being recognised.
Good stuff. We're now going to turn to the gold rated products, including the first, which also got a Build Back Better green rating. Let's take a look at who it is. Spa by Trica. The Spa by Trica is built on circular economy foundations, but it doesn't compromise on cutting edge technology. The range features full spectrum lighting and digital beam shaping, as well as infinitely customizable variants and form factors. The flagship fitting features sun-like LEDs with a colour rendering greater than 90 across all 15 hour values. Options include wired or Bluetooth wireless app control, and there are also dim to warm and tunable white options. There's also a choice between fixed and adjustable luminaires, a variety of fixed beam angles or digital beam shaping, which allows 10° through to 60° beam angles from a single LED source, and a range of sizes and aesthetics. It's been curated with the design influence of F. Mark.
As a designer, I loved the Spa because it just gives me all the options I want.
BF868 by Sigmatech 360. BF868 is a unique concept in wireless lighting controls. It brings together the benefits of the Bluetooth low energy protocol with the range of the 868 MHz frequency band. The drawback with Bluetooth is that many construction materials limit its effective range between devices. The drawback with 868 MHz is that multiple nodes in dense layouts create a great deal of radio noise, causing the network to become unreliable. But the combination solves both problems. BF868 allows the client to have the excellent user experience of Bluetooth with the increased range of the 868 MHz longer frequency radio wave in one mesh network. The judges said it solved a genuine problem on the market.
I love the BF868, which is basically the marrying of two really tried and tested technologies, integrating them together, and actually that is really exciting for the future because you can build and scale that really easily.
UVC Upper Air Disinfection by Philips. When bacteria, viruses and other pathogens come into contact with UVC, the light breaks down their DNA, deactivating them. Philips has used this principle to build lights which tackle the airborne transmission of viruses. Research conducted by Boston University showed that more than 99% of the virus that causes COVID-19 was inactivated after just 6 seconds of exposure to UVC light sources. The Philips Upper Air Disinfection range is unique in that day-to-day tasks can continue safely below while the UVC air disinfection continuously works in the background. The units are available in wall-mounted and ceiling-mounted versions for taller ceilings, with louvered baffles in place to prevent light leakage below the recommended installation height. These units are passive, meaning that they disinfect the air in a room via natural convection airflow. The judges described it as a great design and a big contribution to improving the air quality in the workplace.
Ultima by LED Linear. The concept of Ultima is a luminaire which blends into any architectural structure with minimal impact. It has been developed with a focus on an efficient design that requires the least amount of materials as possible. The range is built around innovative nanostructured optics, which enable the overall dimensions to shrink to a form factor of just 13mm by 10mm. The miniaturisation means fewer extracted resources, less transport, less packaging, and more flexibility for its use in different applications. There are 7 crisp light distributions available from spot to asymmetric. It has a lifetime of 60,000 hours at L80 and an efficiency of 110 lumens per watt. The judges cited its minimal design, impressive optics and circular economy principles.
They managed to get great performance, more sustainability because of the smaller form factor, less weight, less packaging materials, less materials used, and it performs really well. So the holy grail of lighting, Ultima, with its miniaturization.
We've got a lot of linear profiles. We particularly thought this one was very cleverly done, and almost the invisible lit effect.
As a designer, I can see it used everywhere.
The A7 Virtual Sun by InnerScene. The A7 Virtual Sun is unique among artificial skylights in that it can render a convincing sun and sky experience while mounted in a conventional ceiling void. It's aimed at bringing sunshine into spaces normally deprived of natural light. The clever infinity-focused technology means that the Virtual Sun A7 displays a bright, realistic sky and brilliant sun that appears to be 93 million miles away. It's equipped with a geographically calibrated internal clock, which enables it to synchronize its light with local daylight settings. Throughout the day, the Virtual Sun A7 can match the real sky from sunrise to sunset, providing lighting which helps set our circadian rhythms.
It's much easier to use on projects. It's got a much slimmer form than previous ones, and I think I'm going to be using it a lot.
Heirloom by Trinity Lighting. The Heirloom is designed to bring wellness to workplaces by combining high quality lighting, air purification, pathogen disinfection and improved acoustics in one elegant unit. The LEDs deliver highly efficient comfort illumination with a colour rendering index of greater than 90. Meanwhile, a medical grade HEPA 13 filter absorbs toxic gases and contaminants from the air. Finally, air moving through the unit is irradiated by concealed UVC lamps with powerful potency of 400,000 microwatts per second. Judges praised the Heirloom for its quantifiable delivery and the integration of all the well-being components in an aesthetic package that's suitable for demanding architectural interiors.
Whether it's air, filtration, UV or light, it's just a great performing product, a real product of our time.
Ecl Display by Prolights. The Ecl Display series of LED spotlight projectors has over 7,000 possible fixture configurations, using the same core technology while meeting different aesthetic and technical requirements. The fixtures have multiple control options, sources, colours, lenses and accessories. Control options include RDM, DMX, DALI, 0 to 10 volts and Kasambi Bluetooth. It's engineered with a 25-watt high CRI LED engine in 4 colour temperatures, as well as a 40-watt RGB and warm white source, capable of delivering a wide tunable white range, as well as beautiful pastels and saturated colours. There are 3 lenses, a zoomable 20 to 40 degree profile lens and 2 zoom wash optics in 15 to 30 degrees and 25 to 50 degree variants, making it easy to spread the light and obtain a wall washing effect. The judges praised the attention to detail, the precision engineering and the huge range of options.
In terms of museum use, in putting it into retail, and it's got many applications. A great piece of kit.
Some really nice bits of kit in there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The virtual sun was a standout one for me. I really liked that one.
Yeah, it's a really nice bit of kit, and because of the ceiling depth, it means you can get into more projects, so really good. Good stuff. Okay, we're now going to move on to services and initiatives, and we're going to look at those. And I'm delighted to say that the first 2 have achieved both a platinum and a Build Back Better green rating. Let's take a look at who they are.
Renew division, Stone Lighting. Renew is a new division of Stone Lighting that has been set up to deal with repairs and upgrades. The company's luminaires are designed to be easily disassembled, renovated and recycled. Internal components can be replaced using standard tools. Stone Lighting's intention is to avoid the disposal of luminaires where there is a likely opportunity to refurbish. It takes old fittings and enhances them with the latest LED, driver and optical technology while retaining the product's robust mechanics. The Renew service can be carried out in the Stone Lighting factory or in its unique mobile workshop. This can travel to an installation with a suite of luminaires to swap over while the repairs are made on site and swap back again. Once the Renew service is complete, the product gets a new 5-year warranty and the company's standard further 20 years duty of care. Judges praised the initiative as a brilliant example of the circular economy in practice.
At the moment, I'm not aware that anybody else is doing it. I think it's a great idea.
TM66 by CIBSE and the Society of Light and Lighting. How do you measure the circularity of a luminaire? That was the challenge that CIBSE's lighting division, the Society of Light and Lighting, set itself this year. The result is Technical Manual 66, which sets out a method of calculating the level of circular performance of a light fitting. It distills complex manufacturing techniques and systems into a simple number between 1 and 4. The Society likens it to the Euro NCAP ratings, which convert the complex subject of car safety into a simple 5-star rating. It hopes the provision of their circular economy assessment methods will help drive the adoption of sustainable lighting by both manufacturers and specifiers. The judges welcomed the publication of the document, saying the guidance was essential to moving the industry to circular economy principles.
What this does is it allows manufacturers to rate their fittings and they can categorize it. So then when we come to projects, we can look around and we can find products which meet a minimum level.
Remanufacturing process, egg lighting. Many organisations are forced to send slow-moving, returned or surplus stock to be recycled. EGG's circular service is designed to turn these problems into opportunities for all involved. Recycling, in the view of the circular economy, should be the last resort. It downgrades materials, losing residual component value. EGG believes that remanufacture is the most sophisticated circular technique and upgrades youth lighting to modern performance with minimal waste. This is a diligent process guided by the British Standard for Remanufacture and is conducted in line with the UK industry and legal requirements. This approach joins together waste management, engineering, documentation testing and manufacture to maximise the value of otherwise waste lighting equipment. And importantly, it gives the business the confidence to offer as new warranties.
Full Circle Buyback Scheme by Skinflint. A light is for life. That's the belief of Skinflint, which offers a lifetime guarantee on all its vintage lights. Now its new Full Circle Buyback Scheme gives customers the opportunity to trade in their Skinflint lights in exchange for 50% credit towards a future purchase. Returned lights are then repaired, restored and recertified by its technicians and placed back into the market. The company says the scheme could keep lights out of landfill and in use forever. Judges praised this as a pioneering and inspirational circular economy initiative. Some really inspiring initiatives there, I thought. It finally remains for me to thank all the entrants to the lighting category of the Build Back Better Awards. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the aims and values of the programme. You know, I think away from the headlines, the lighting industry is actually undergoing quite a profound and significant change. I think it's going to surprise some people.
Yeah, definitely. And a reminder that if this has inspired you, the autumn session of the lighting category opens on Monday the 2nd of August, so please start preparing your entry and get the recognition you deserve.
So a huge congratulations to our winners and rated products and projects and initiatives today, and we'll see you back here in November. Goodbye.
Goodbye.